Joining us now, future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl 54 champion, the great and powerful Andy Reid. Coach, great to see you, great to talk to you. Sorry I'm not there in person.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Get him, Coach. He won't come and conversate with us. What the hell? I mean, I can't believe this guy. What a teammate leaves me like this.
No. He hit the high road right there, man.
The high road. Go ahead, Mike.
Miracles of modern technology. Hey, we really do appreciate your time. We know it's a busy time for you. What's your number one objective as you enter into this period of the calendar where you're looking for new players, whether it's rookies, free agents, trades, however? What's your number one objective when it comes to improving the team?
Yeah, so listen, it's a fine balance because you've got three different areas you got to take care of. You got to do the draft, you've got free agency, you got your own team, the guys that are remaining and that you possibly want to sign back. And so, you got to juggle that whole triangle there and make sure that you fit it into this salary cap we have. And it's not an easy thing to do. We're blessed to have good people doing it, but that I'm always curious to see where we end up. This is kind of the first stage of it. And it's good for coaches. The scouts have already been out and talked to the guys, but it's our first go-round being able to sit down and talk to these kids, and we appreciate that.
How much of the way last season ended influences your search for players this year? I know after the Super Bowl, obviously, you had to beef up the offensive line. How much of what happened in 2021 is lingering over your effort to improve the roster in various areas?
Yeah, you got to be a little bit careful with that because we did a pretty good job down the stretch, and so one half of football we didn't do very good.
Yeah.
And so you got to be careful that you just don't throw everything out the window and say we got to start from scratch. And you go back, you evaluate it. You have to fill in some blanks that we're going to have, obviously, with guys leaving. Then we've just got to better our positions. And then you've got to be careful that you don't say, okay, I'm going to force this spot and then pass up somebody that's a heck of a football player, potentially an all-pro player, so to just fill in a position. So anyway, we'll go through that whole process. You can say whatever you say today, it's going to change. It's going to change as you start moving on and working through it. But the bottom line is you got to fill your team with some good players and then go compete again and try to do a little bit better.
I mean, it's been a few weeks now, but since the Bengals game. But really, how many times have you thought, how the did we lose that game to the Cincinnati Bengals?
I've watched it. I've watched it a couple of times.
Have you?
I have. Yeah. No, I've watched it a couple of times. You have to learn from it.
Right.
And so you're not going to learn from it by ducking it.
Yeah. Right.
And so we go ahead, and I put it on and see what I could do better from a play caller standpoint of putting the guys in a better position. What we could do better on the defensive side and special teams, and then look at the individual players. What could we do better there? How could we better our game? And that'll help us next year. What happens at the end of the season, you're normally going to have to take care of. If it was successful against you, you're going to have to take care of that next year. So you better not duck it. You better jump in and take an honest evaluation of what was going on.
Is there anything specifically that you could share with us, along those terms? Anything in the game that really jumps out to you? I know you don't. You want to share everything.
Yeah, I don't want to share. I don't want to share any of that.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, there are things. Oh, absolutely. There are things. There are things I can do better, and that's where I've got to start. And so, putting the guys in better positions, whether it's by the call that we had in the game plan or something better.
Well, you're amazing at always taking the blame. That's one thing I'm amazed by you. So I always give you credit for that. You always self-evaluate thyself. And I appreciate that. Me and Mike have fun with that conversation a lot. But, also what I'm always intrigued with, you got some awesome players like you talked about in your offense. You're creative as hell. Bieniemy's creative as hell. How do you balance oh, wait, this is a cool play and I really want to do it, with also going, okay, well, maybe it's a little crazy and we need to just get back to our meat and potato plays. How do you go through that process?
Yeah, we have a good mix.
Yeah.
We throw them in there, and normally they work, but sometimes they don't.
Right.
You always get criticized on the one that doesn't work.
That's what me and Mike are here for, Andy.
But that's all right. Yeah, we try to have fun with it and do the best we can with it.
It's a lot of fun to watch. That's why I want to cap it up. I know Mike's going to ask a question here, but it really is. We have a lot of fun watching it.
One of the hot topics, Coach, what to do about overtime. You've been involved in pretty much every permutation in the postseason as to getting the ball first and winning, getting the ball first and losing, getting the ball. What do you want to see the change to the current overtime procedure be?
Yeah, listen, I'm going to tell you, I've sat on both sides of the fence. I'm going to tell you, this year we were 50-50 shooters. So we won the toss and lost one and won one. Against New England a few years back, they won it and they won the game on the first drive. So, and at that time I was going, listen, can we do something better to make this better than what it is? Sitting where I'm at now, I'm going, well, you know what? There's about a 50-50 shot that you can win or lose it. And I know ours was that, but there is a 50-50 shot when it's all said and done of winning or losing it the way the rule stands now. So it's never going to be quite perfect for everybody. I get it. You've got to look and evaluate and see if there is a better answer, a better solution. I don't have that right now, but I'm sure somebody will come up with it. We got a lot of great minds in that room, and they'll be evaluating it.
The momentum currently is nudging toward guaranteeing one possession per team before converting to sudden death. Is that something you could get behind if it appears to be the prevailing preference by enough teams?
Well, I was behind it a couple years back, so I tell you, yeah, I could. I mean, but I don't know if I'm there today, but I was a few years ago, and so it's one. You hate to see a game determined by coin flip, but again, the defensive guys don't think that. They go, well, we should stop them. We should put it down and stop them as we go. And there's some merit to that.
Your quarterback for the first time this year maybe had a little adversity, right, where people questioned his decision making and all of that. He said something to our NBC Maria Taylor before one of the playoff games that they try to get us to play they try to get me to play like a normal quarterback sometimes. Now, how do you balance that with him, coaching him? Because of course he makes magic happen. Yeah, we had a few hiccups, but how's that conversation go down with Patrick?
Yeah, so I tell him to just keep firing. And,
damn, I wish I could play quarterback for you. Gosh, damn.
Good things will happen.
Right.
There's some things. Listen, there are things. Being a quarterback is like being a farmer, right? There's always work to do, and so my thing is always, what can you do to be better? So within the framework of what you are,
right?
And so don't push it. Don't push it past that. You might ruin a good thing.
Yeah.
And so don't ask an artist to paint something he's not good at. Just let him keep doing the stuff he's good at, and whatever style it is, let it crank.
It's really rare that you're like that. In fact, one of your old coaches and McDermott's like that too with his quarterback.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I would never think a defensive coach was capable of that, right?
No, he was raised right.
He was raised right. That's right. But how much does your experience with Brett Favre help you with Mahomes? Because they have that same type of thing. Favre maybe even a little more crazy than Patrick.
Yeah, sure. And Donovan I'd put right in there with him.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I mean, these guys, within their personality, and we're always talking about let your personality show. Within your personality, we're going to try to run these plays.
Yeah.
and then if that doesn't fit into what you are, then we'll try to detour around it and get you something that you're good at. And so that's kind of how Mike Holmgren did it. That's how I've tried to go about it. I've had two good teachers. Brett was a big part of that teaching process. So I came from a very strict San Francisco, style.
Yeah, Bill
style
Walsh,
offense.
3 steps when you do this, and
I played at BYU, and it was very strict there. Although Jim did it a little different, but it. Listen, we did it. Brett put his own name on the thing. He did it different than Joe Montana did, and that's okay. Joe did it different than the other guys did. Steve Young did it different. So that's the way it rolls.
Patrick's not as stubborn as Brett. I don't see that.
No, they're wired about the same.
That's
they both want to rip your throat out. It's one of those.
Hey, Coach, I spent plenty of time in January trying to figure out, number one, why Eric Bieniemy had yet to get a head coaching opportunity, and number two, whether or not this would be the cycle in which his ship came in, and I thought it was going to. Can you help us understand why Eric Bieniemy has yet to get that offer to become a head coach of his own team?
Mike, I was going to tell you, if you can find the reason, let me know, because I'm not sure, and I'm his biggest fan too. So I'm not sure exactly what the thing is. I'm around him every day, and I think he's a great leader. He's got full grasp of the offense. He understands and respects the defensive side of the football and special teams. So he was a special teams player, along with being a running back when he played. for 9 years. So he gets the whole picture. He's got the respect of our whole organization, of the players, coaches, and our front office. So I can't tell you I know the answer to that question. I'm hoping, though, that somewhere down the road he has an opportunity to do that, run his own show, and go for it.
And how did it end up that Matt Nagy returned 2 levels down from where he was, basically head coach to quarterback's coach? How did you convince him to do it, and why was he willing to do it?
Yeah, I wasn't sure he would be willing to do it. You know, you always joke as a head coach, hey, wouldn't it be great just to go coach a position, again? And so here he has an opportunity to do that. I think it probably helped that, he gets to coach Pat Mahomes. That doesn't hurt. He gets to work with Eric and the other guys on the staff that all know him. It's a healthy environment for him, and he'll have a chance to be a head coach again and down the road. So this gives him an opportunity to just get back in and start swinging.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time as always. Congratulations on all your success. We can't wait to see what the Chiefs do this offseason. We can't wait to see the team play again in 2022. Thanks as always.
All right, Mike, thanks. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.